Thank you. Hi, everyone. My name is Frederick. I'm here to talk to you about iceVault, your secure offline storage solution for online assets. And first, I'd like to ask you a question. How many of you guys know about Bitcoin, by a show of hand? Okay, it's wow. That's a lot of people, actually. And among those people, how many of you have actually ever bought or traded Bitcoins? Okay, that's much higher, like only a few people. All right, so let me tell you a little bit about this. A lot of the big financial media, Financial Times, Bloomberg, and so on, they're talking about this, Bitcoin. For those of you who didn't raise their hand, very simply, this is a new online currency. It has been around only for a few years, and it has a few interesting characteristics. One of them is actually this. This is the year-to-date growth of Bitcoin. So pretty much it went from this little thing to that big thing in just a few months. Now, that being said, let's not get too excited, right? Because there is a lot of volatility with Bitcoin. And one of the reasons, actually there are several factors why there is volatility, and it's one of those reasons that we want to take away. So we're trying to solve one of those problems that creates some of the volatility. Anyway, if you think of this as big, actually let's put things in context here. This is actually really small compared to the world currency markets. So, in fact, if I put it to the real scale, you wouldn't even be able to see those Bitcoins on the left. In fact, we're talking 1 billion compared to like 4 trillion, so it's a huge difference of magnitude. But anyway, this is all good, this increasing in value and so on, but what do people do with Bitcoins? Well, that's pretty much what they do. They buy Bitcoins, and then they store them somewhere in a wallet, and they don't do anything with it. And why is that? Well, part of the reason is because they believe it's going to increase in value. So if you have something that you believe is going to increase in value, it doesn't make sense to spend it right away, and you want to sell it for later. So you would say, well, that's interesting, that's good. But so what? Well, that's the problem, hacking. I think most of you have heard about hacking. And in the Bitcoin world, the online currency world, it's actually a major issue. Actually, about 45% of all the wallet services and online platforms have been hacked. And so, it seems to be a really rampant problem. As a matter of fact, just in the last 24 hours, about 20 customers and friends of mine have sent me emails saying, hey, have you seen this news? Android Bitcoin wallets are being hacked. So, in fact, it's not really news, right? It's happening all the time, but there was a new surge in that just in the last 24 hours. So, on one hand, you have this currency that's appreciating in value, and then you have all this hacking going on. So, I guess the question then is, well, how do you protect yourself from hackers? And we thought about that, and in fact, how to protect yourself from hacker? Well, you go offline. That's right, that sounds silly, but that's how you do it, you go offline. And then the question is, well, what's the best way to go offline? And this is it, a vault. And that's what we're called iceVault. And the vault is actually in Switzerland, as you know, one of the safest countries on earth to put things and store them away. So pretty much the concept is very simple. We take something that's stored digitally, and we store it safely offline. Now, just very briefly on how it works, and I'm happy to talk more about the technical details for those who want later on. But very briefly, we start with an offline machine that's not connected to the internet. And from that, we're going to generate two things for you. The first one is your wallet, or if you think of your online banking nowadays, you have a bank account number, which is where people can send you money. Well, that's the same concept with Bitcoin. This is your public address, which you can safely give away to everyone, and they can start sending you money, whether they are friends, families, employers. This information is safe to put back online. However, the next bit of information is this. This is equivalent in your online banking world to your password. In online banking, usually the password is 6 or 8 characters. This is actually a string of 51 characters, so very long. And this is really the key, literally actually the key to your wallet. So while you can put this thing online as you wish, this thing we store very safely for you offline. It's generated offline and it stays offline. Now, we don't just keep it offline. This is what we do to it. First, we encrypt it with several layers of processes, and then we put it in the vault. So this is just very briefly a few slides from our website. I invite you to go and check it out. You can actually create an account for free right now, and we have a computer in the next room, and you can do that after the presentation. We have different service levels, but the basic plan is free, and it's always be free. And even the other accounts are free for the first 30 days. Anyway, you might wonder who is behind this thing. And so you can see me on the left, former World Bank and a few different asset management firms, especially in Switzerland. My partner Laurent is actually regulated by the Swiss Financial Authority. And then our two friends, Patrick and Joel, are the security and technology experts. And actually Joel just joined 2 days ago. So welcome on board, Joel. And we're very happy to have him because lately he has been working on a new way of doing multi-factor authentication. So it's really perfect fit for us. So we're happy to have him. So where are we now? Well, as you see, we have been talking about the vault. This is what we're doing. We actually already have customers in multiple countries. And then the next phases for us are actually building a full-fledged exchange. And then to look at other ways to use our security services to do other kind of data storage. As a matter of fact, just as last Thursday, we had our first corporate customer who is interested in data security services. So, this is way ahead for us. We're planning on doing that later on, but it seems that there's a demand for secure storage and data security. So we're jumping right on it, right? No need to wait. So that's us, iceVault, secure offline storage for online solutions. And before I go, I'd like to leave you with just one more thought. Because I've talked a lot about Bitcoin today and online assets, and I know that for some of you, Bitcoin might be quite new. So, a lot of people come to us and they say, hey, that's cool, but what else could you help us store offline in secure storage? And we hear people talking about their very important documents, companies talking about their important documents, people talking about their very important pictures, which they not only have a backup online somewhere, but they would like something even more secure. So my thought for you is, what is it for you that you might want to have an extra super secure copy of somewhere? And if you have some suggestions and things you'd like to put in the vault, please feel free to tell us in the next room. And of course, we'll be serving some French wine. So thank you very much.